Ey, nee, eigentlich möchte ich seine Uhrenkollektion sehen. Komm. Alter, 35 Minuten. Ist das neue YouTube-Format? 30 Minuten haben wir. Auf welcher Geschwindigkeit soll ich das Video gucken? Hier, von Swiss Watch Gang. 35 Minuten Video. Ja, wie lang soll das Video sein? Ist das ein Spielfilm oder was? So, da müssen wir. Okay. Der gute André, Marc von watches.tv, also ich schaue seine Videos schon sehr, sehr lange, wirklich schon bevor ich gestreamt habe. Mal sehen, was er für private Uhren so hat. Das würde mich einfach interessieren.
Hello and welcome to Watches TV. Welcome here at the Watches Club. Marc, can you please say Swiss Watch Gang once? Okay then, well, welcome to the Swiss Watch Gang here in Geneva.
Gerade es gibt 6 Seiten tiefer Hass über die Hoffmann-Kollabo. Ey, es schreibt mir gerade nur jemand. Die Leute werden noch mehr hassen, wenn ich morgen live gehe. Niklas, mal, welche Uhr siehst du im Rolex-Bereich zwischen 14 und 16.000 Euro? Ich denke, dass die Wahl da eigentlich sehr, sehr klar ist. Wir reden eigentlich immer, es ist bestimmt wieder in diesem Uhrenforum. In diesem Uhrenforum hängen auch nur, ich will nicht verallgemeinern, alles gut. In dem Bereich ist die beste Uhr auf jeden Fall diese hier. Die Swiss Only GMT Master, haben wir schon 100 Mal drüber geredet. Ich wundere mich immer, dass die Uhr nicht verkauft wird. Aber das ist tatsächlich die beste Uhr. Und wenn du 1.000 Euro weniger ausgeben möchtest, dann kannst du auch die 16710 nehmen. Die kostet nämlich 15.900 Euro. Uhrenforum-Thread, genau, Uhrenforum-Thread. Das ist mir doch klar. Da sammeln sich die Verbitterten. Ich werde das in Ruhe morgen durcharbeiten und die Leute können sich freuen. Morgen, ich denke mal um 19 Uhr morgen, wenn es darum geht, dass ich Kasse gemacht habe, oder ich kann mir schon denken, um was es geht, aber ich freue mich drauf, morgen alle Leute, die in dem Forum geschrieben haben, sollen bitte morgen einfach live auf Twitch kommen, ja, und dann werden wir schauen, was da denn los ist, ja, ach Gott, ich kann es mir schon vorstellen. Ich gucke mal gerade rein, Uhrenforum. Oh mein Gott, warum lese ich mir überhaupt so einen Müll durch? Ich gucke da gar nicht rein, Alter. Das ist sowieso nur, ich gucke da gar nicht rein. Was soll ich mir so einen Müll durchlesen? So, wir schauen uns aber jetzt viel wichtiger die Watch-Kollektion von Marc an, der watches.tv gegründet hat. Ein YouTube-Kanal, der über die aktuellen Themen der Uhrenwelt berichtet. Und ja, morgen kommt die News, dass er die Uhr jederzeit für 7.222, Alter, stell dir mal vor, genau, ich würde morgen einfach sagen, jeder, der die Uhr gekauft hat, kann mir die Uhr zurückverkaufen für 3.000 Euro. Boah, da hätte ich einfach, die Leute würden an sich selber zerbrechen. Die Leute würden selber an sich selber zerbrechen. Die würden, oh mein Gott, die würden wahrscheinlich einfach für diese
Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch Gang. Welcome to another collector's interview. Today we are in the beautiful town of Geneva, the hub of watchmaking, and we are gonna talk to a man and a collector which probably all of you know. So, Marc-André Deschaux, welcome to the channel. It's super lovely to have you, and a pleasure to see the office, finally in live. So, thank you.
Well, you're more than welcome. Very happy to have you here, and I guess we're going to talk about some watches.
Yes, absolutely. It's something we are both obsessed with, each with a specific brand.
MB&F hat er mit drin, sehr schön. Jägerle Kultur, schön. Was ist das hier? Kenne ich nicht. Swatch, coole Uhr im Übrigen. Das ist eine mechanische Swatch-Uhr.
And also we focus on different types of content as well. I gotta just say at this point, I've been watching your videos since the time I started learning about watches, and for me you are the OG watch YouTuber, also representing Switzerland in the best light possible, with what I think the biggest portfolio of videos on YouTube, also diversified.
Ganz, ganz lange dabei, ein Must-Subscribe-Channel, auf jeden Fall.
A lot throughout the years, and yeah, I just learned a lot from your videos, so thank you for that first and foremost as a fan. And I'm super excited to basically also show the audience what you personally collect. As we know, you see, we could say every watch out there, so you must have very specific taste in how you collect.
Yeah, well, the idea is just to show kind of different aspects that I appreciate with watchmaking, with very different examples, yeah. But yeah, so we've been doing this for 10 years. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year, so this is already quite something.
Oh, 10 Jahre
Thank you so much. And even though we've produced more than 1,000 video reports, 1,200 video reports since then, we still haven't really repeated ourselves. I mean, there's so many stories, so many things to be said about this wonderful craft of watchmaking, and we're very privileged indeed because, I mean, first of all, we're here in Geneva, like you said, in the middle of it, so we have access to some pretty cool people and brands and products. Furthermore, the goal is that for us, we don't necessarily talk too much of what we call a kind of mainstream horology, and we focus a little bit more on independent brands, niche brands, because we feel that that's where we find most of the creativity over the last few years. And not only creativity, but also, I mean, true passion from the people that are behind these watches. And this is what we like. I mean, for us, a watch is only the end result of many different processes that happened before. And this is what we like to focus on. So through our videos, indeed, we try to portray this, show the people, and try to make it as entertaining as possible. And if people learn a little something at the same time, perfect. This very place 100 years ago was an atelier de rhabillage, so meaning that a place where people would come and have their watches serviced and so forth. So even there is a little bit. Then it kind of triggered something. I've always liked mechanical watchmaking. I've always, you know, like we're kind of boys, and the mechanical thing it kind of draws us a little bit more into it. But this one, nevertheless, is at the time not many of my friends were wearing mechanical watches, and I really like this one. Of course, it has this kind of retro, vintagey feel to it because it is from that age. But I like these, in particular, I mean, these big, rectangular orange hands. I think they really, there's really something
Aus dieser Ära habe ich auch eine Breitling, die hat auch diese orangenen Zeiger.
The sub counters. It's a really fun and cool watch, and has been working since ever. Okay, I serviced it maybe a couple of times, not very good. I should have done it a bit more often, but nevertheless, it just runs absolutely perfectly. So it's a watch that
Ding ist im Einsatz, Leute.
There's a personal dimension to it because of my dad, but it's also, yeah, like I said, not only that, it's also the one that kind of just immediately said, oh, this is really kind of interesting. It's a chrono. I like chronos since ever. I have quite a few, and it's the fun thing about this one is that so the movement, this chronomatic movement, is kind of a common platform that was used not only by Breitling but also by Tiger Heuer. It's kind of a co-development between a few players, and it's kind of a sandwich type of architecture. It's automatic. It has a micro rotor, but when you open up the watch, you don't see the rotor. It's really it's kind of stuck in between the plates. Yeah, and one of the particularities that it's kind of inverted, where you have the crown on the left side compared to
neues Haus, alles neue Freunde, alles hat sich geändert. Ich hab nicht
bit asymmetric. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's a cool watch, and when I wear it today, I wear it quite often. I generally indeed get a few comments of, oh, what is this, what is that, and so forth, and people indeed like it. But the thing that is interesting is that 10 years ago, when I used to wear this, people weren't necessarily that, you know, they wouldn't pay too much attention to it. And since 5-6 years, since development of the interest with vintage watches, pocket watches were obviously hitting the roof once in a while, but then the interest kind of faded away, and everybody went back to wristwatches. But I think pocket watches, again, it's a true and fine example of where we come from. I mean, this was watchmaking until the early 20th century, and this example, I mean, it's a 1924 Patek Philippe, which was made for retail by Tiffany at the time, so it's a Tiffany engraved movement inside. I'm not too big fan of the dial. It's a little bit heavy, I would say, but I understand, and I appreciate the craftsmanship behind. That's for sure. But the movement is absolutely beautiful, and no, it's just a nice object. There's something very sensual, I think, with pocket watches because of their shape, and there's some feels like a soap sometimes, you know. It just there's something. It's just nice to be touched, and yeah, like I said, in terms of complication, you can find even this one. It's a nice Le Coultre from the 40s. It has, for the time, kind of an extra power reserve, but the movement is extremely beautiful. It's really, really nice with a nice base plate. I mean, really nicely finished. And so I was interested in this watch. Indeed, I liked everything. I like the numerals, I like the hands, I like the size, I like this kind of, indeed, bit kind of Art Deco feel to it. So I was bidding on this eBay thing, but turns out that you were bidding too.
Yes, yes. So I mentioned this platform a few times before, and people in Switzerland usually tell me don't mention it too often because we'll get more competition.
You're right.
So we will not mention the name of the biggest Swiss e-commerce platform.
Könnte man eigentlich so eine Uhr auch zu Patek zum Service geben? Selbstverständlich. Das ist ja das, was das ganze Game ausmacht. Wenn du so eine Uhr hast, schickst du sie zu Patek. Die dauert zwar 3 Jahre für den Service, aber wenn Patek nicht mehr die Maschine hat, um einen Ersatzteil zu bauen, bauen die Maschine. Komme was wolle, die werden die Uhr servicen. Und das ist was Krasses.
Yeah, very difficult to find. Yeah. But I was also bidding on this exact watch, and I showed him before in the app that he outbid me basically. Yeah, so congrats. It's nice to see it in person.
Nice. It's funny to see who you.
And like you said, the movement is beautiful now.
It's a vintagey world with two chronograph examples from Beauvais. Beauvais is a house that I like a lot. I mean, it's quite classical, but it's just, and I understand that maybe for some people it's a bit too much today, but nevertheless, it's just so extremely well executed. They are really beautiful. So when I found this chrono, I kind of immediately fell in love because it's dates from 1949. And it's just the condition is just impeccable. I mean, it looks almost new. I mean, the dial is just, I love this kind of champagne dial, you know, and it's just really nice. It's super elegant. This is full gold, a meaningful watch, and I salute.
Trägt da seine Uhren gut, ne? Überall Kratzer im Glas und so weiter.
What the Swatch group did at the time, because I mean, it was really kind of a ballsy decision, basically, to say, okay, we're going to invest hundreds of millions into a new factory in Switzerland to do cheap mechanical watch. And for the price, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Yes. And it's also extremely comfortable to wear.
Yeah,
it has super light. It has 88 hours of power reserve. I mean, it's really cool. Obviously, it's what I like, again, with mechanical watchmaking is the sustainability dimension of a mechanical watch, meaning that this watch in 100 years, I mean, if there are still watchmakers at the time, they will be able to fix it. Okay?
Hope so.
Yeah, no, they should. And we're there for this also, you know, just to help out, to support. Anyhow, this watch obviously doesn't have this. I mean, it's like a bit like of an iPhone. If it doesn't work, unfortunately.
Or like a disposable camera.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. But again, for the price, it's kind of...
When I saw it on your video, I immediately went to the website to check out the pricing and all that stuff. I think it was gone by the time I went there. Yeah. What is this? What are we looking at?
Yeah, it looks a bit bizarre. I completely understand. But yeah, this is again a fantastic example of where watchmaking could be going. You know, basically, this is a kind of a young kid that is behind, but it's not his first watch. Okay, the guy is a serious watchmaker, has been working for really important brands, R&D, and you know, really working on the type of crazy watches that we like. But at one moment, he got a little bit tired of this, and he wanted to do his own thing, but he wanted to do something differently. He didn't want to come out with a round three-hander, and try to push a little bit the limits. So he decided that he wanted to build basically the world's lightest mechanical watch. He just did what had to be done to make it, and at the same time keeping it at a rather reasonable price.
Yes.
So this watch is mechanically driven. It's not automatic, you have to wind it. But the entire thing, strap included, weighs only 28 grams. So I mean, you just don't feel it on the watch. The case is made out of carbon. It's a special type of carbon used in Formula 1, but it's 3D printed.
Okay.
So that's why he could do this at the shape.
For many, a Grail watch, for myself as well.
Yeah.
I call them also in the Holy Trinity of independence. Yeah. Tell us something about this brand, and I know you have a very close association with MB&F. We see also somebody lurking behind us there on the top shelf. The Balthazar table clock. Yeah. Tell us the story about the MB&F.
For me, this watch is obviously very symbolic because it's it associates things that are important for me, meaning this link between the past, today, and
fanboying on about. So you have a signature also on your videos, Viva Watchmaking.
Yeah.
What's that all about? How did it start?
It really came out completely naturally.
Ja, sehr schöne Sammlung, muss man sagen. Hätte ich nicht mit gerechnet, aber cool. Also coole Sachen hat er da zusammengetragen. Ja, muss ich sagen, freut mich immer zu sehen, wie unterschiedlich dann doch so Sammlungen sein können. Ne? Wir haben alle gewisse Vorlieben und das spiegelt sich natürlich dann auch in der Sammlung wieder.